and welcome to CIO News, Voice of CIO series. I'm Khushbu Soni, your host for the broadcast and a contributing editor at CIO News, where we write about business strategy and boardroom issues for technology leaders. This is a recorded session and will be available on our CIO News LinkedIn page. Let me dive in introducing my guest for today. He's Udit Pahwa, the head of IT at Huhtamaki BPL Private Limited. Udit has been leading digital transformation and business process digitization for various organizations. And Udit has been a technology and a business visionary CIO with strong record of creating robust IT infrastructure and architecture for over 18 years. Welcome, Udit.
Thank you, Khushbu.
So, Udit, if we can start with a quick brief on Huhtamaki, that'd be great.
So, Huhtamaki is a 100-year-old organization headquartered in Finland, Helsinki. We are one of the largest in flexible packaging worldwide, and we are the largest in India by value and volume. Huhtamaki currently in India has we have 16 plants, which are our manufacturing locations. And apart from that, we have 5 sites of offices. We are present in 21 locations. And we have a registered office, so that's 22 locations in India. Okay. Our products include anything which is used for packaging, which is flexible in nature. So all the FMCG packaging that you consume in terms of chocolates, biscuits, snacks, those are the packaging that we manufacture.
Awesome. So, Udit, what's the vision of Huhtamaki on digital transformation, and what are the few technologies you see that can help in achieving that vision?
So, the digital vision is to enhance the customer experience. That's the prime objective of the digital vision. And when we say customer, it is not only the external customer, but also the internal customer for Huhtamaki, which is its employees. So the digitization has to touch virtually, the vision is to touch every aspect of the function of the organization, thereby making the ease of usage and ease of work, not only for our internal employees, but also for our customers.
That is great. So what are the few technologies you think Udit can help you in this vision?
So in terms of technologies, we are relying heavily on low-code platforms. So, these are the latest cutting-edge technologies available, which allow you to deploy an application in a matter of days, and then you can quickly keep building up on that app, or you can discard it and build a completely new one. The low-code platforms today which are available are really accelerating the pace of digitization for an organization. Apart from that, we are also looking at digitizing our manufacturing operations by connected machines. That is something for which a pilot is going on. And the idea is, obviously, that's a pure play case of IoT. So we connect our machines, gather the data, analyze it, and also use that data for our operational reporting, thereby minimizing the need for any employee to physically punch data on the software.
That is great. While we are in this unprecedented challenges, how is Huhtamaki responding to such situation?
Well, I think like everybody in the country, the first week post-March 23rd was kind of an absolute shutdown. That was a very uncertain time.
Yeah.
But as time has elapsed, we are slowly coming back to our normal level of operations as government is relaxing operational norms and we're getting more clarity. Yes, it has impacted the organization to that extent. Plus the regulatory allowances in terms of the authorities. In some places where the plant comes under a containment zone, we are forced to operate with only 25% of the staff. In some places where the regulatories allow 50%, we have to scale our operations accordingly. So that's the kind of challenges that we are facing on our operational plan. Now, is okay, but the period immediately after the lockdown was announced, I'm referring to April and May, there were challenges in terms of logistics because vehicular movements were restricted. There was a lot of paperwork that was required in terms of permits, etc. So there was quite a lot of, I would say, the challenges that we had to deal with on a day-to-day basis, regulatory, HR challenges, etc. But post August, I would say we are on the track to recover and bring our operations back to full steam.
That is great. Udit, how is your organization adopting innovation to provide continuity services?
In terms of innovation, we haven't done anything drastically new. But
Okay.
what we've done is we looked at every element of our IT infrastructure and architecture. And the whole idea of relooking at it was, how do I make it easy
Yeah.
or how do I make it less cumbersome for my employee to continue working from home? And basis of that extensive scrutiny, we were able to find out a couple of things like, let's say, I'll give you one example, though a little technical in nature.
Yeah.
Everybody uses a VPN to connect to the network from home.
Correct.
We realized that our network VPN was connecting to our headquarters first and then coming back to India.
Oh.
Uh, Prior to the pandemic, the VPN was used, only, it was not a very heavy usage software. It's only when people wanted occasionally over the weekend or something to access in case of an emergency, they were using the VPN.
Yeah.
It was not extensively used. But this pandemic has, virtually rendered everybody to be a user of the VPN. So everybody was saying that, we could do with a better access speed.
Right.
When we looked at our networks, the networks were healthy. So where is the bottleneck? Then we started jumping in and we checked that the signal routing is from India to Helsinki and back to India. So quickly overnight we reconfigured our systems and we were able to connect India to India.
Yeah.
That gave us a huge performance boost and the users were very happy. So these are the kind of, we could find fixes or innovations that we did, which would make add value and pleasure to working from home. Working from home, I wouldn't say is very pleasurable.
Yeah.
That's something that most of the people are coming back to the peak.
Yeah. Udit, any best practices or any do's and don'ts that you would want to share for other manufacturing companies that you would want to advise for business continuity?
I think in the manufacturing space, the key is to ensure whatever it takes to let the operation on the shop floor keep running.
Yeah.
So whatever is the support required in terms of letting the shop floor run smoothly, whether it in terms of debottlenecking their networks or in terms of extending a remote help for any kind of a machine related issue, because most of the machines that we operate these days also have inbuilt or onboard computers in it. And if at all there is anything which there is an issue with the onboard computer on the inbuilt computer, that needs a quick trouble fix to get the machine back online. So what we did was in our team, we created focused groups within the team. One group was focusing completely on the shop floor and manufacturing operations, and the other group was focusing completely on the work from home users. Thereby, we ensured that we were able to quickly resolve any kind of issues in both user groups, rather than having a pool of people who's attending everybody.
Yeah.
So this regrouping of resources really helped us in attending to the manufacturing operations in a timely manner, and there was a dedicated person available all the time.
True, true. I think that has become one of the priority for
Absolutely.
leaders today. Yes. This was great. Thank you once again, Udit, for taking our time today with
My
us.
pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, Khushbu. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.